Right, hello YouTube. We have not done this in a while, and I'm excited to see you all. Um, yeah, so I am going to. It's funny. I should have set up my camera, done all the things, and recorded this as like a video, but instead I figured I'm just gonna go live because it is Friday night and I'm not gonna do all of the work to set up all my stuff. I just want to show you guys my makeup look. I did post the picture KimberlyGamble.com on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, you did see the makeup that I wore to the movies when I went yesterday to see the film Renaissance, a film by Beyonce. So I wanted to recreate that look and do a demo for you guys now. And while doing my makeup, I am going to also talk about the 10 things that I loved about the movie. So I have all my makeup things here in front of me. I also have my kind of notes on the movie. So this is spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. If you did not go see the movie yet, sorry, but come watch this later because I am going to be talking about the movie. So I feel like if you don't want to hear any spoilers, then this would be your time to leave. Let me make sure I get my phone's on silent. Okay. So yeah. So spoilers, letting you know now. But we're gonna get into the things. So I did already do my brows off camera, but I did just want to show you guys what I use. So I started with L'Oreal Brow Stylist to kind of create the foundation of it all. And then in order to fill it in and get more color, I use MAC Volux Brow Liner in the shade Deep Brunette. And the L'Oreal Brow Pencil, what shade is this? It's the second darkest one. Dark brunette. So dark brunette and then Volux. So this is sharpened a little gnarly, but it works. So those are the two things I use for my brow. And then to sculpt my brow like underneath to give me the little shapey shape, I used Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer in the shade 44Y. And then I used this angled brow brush and then did a little comb through at the end. So it's time for some tweezerization in the place to be, but it's not going to happen tonight. So we're going to go straight into the look. So the first thing I'm going to do is eyes because there might be some fallout from the shadows and stuff. And yep. So, and of course, I just realized that I forgot the eyeshadow palettes. Oh my gosh. All right. So let's see. How are we going to do this? I forgot my eyeshadow palettes, but I kind of need those. All right. I might have to slide away and then come back quickly. All right. So sorry about this. I was like, I feel like I have all my makeup things. I have my bag over here. All the things. I have my brushes. But I forgot the actual eyeshadow palettes. All right. So I will be right back. I promise. I promise. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I know that was a hot mess. How you going live to do a makeup tutorial and you didn't even have the palettes? Okay, well then let me show you the palettes since I forgot to get them. The first one I'm gonna have is gonna be the Major Dimensions 3 palette. So that is the one that is all mattes. If you've been on my channel, you know I've been loving this, even though I just got it. So that's really cute. Second eyeshadow palette I used was Pat McGrath Mothership Divine Rose 2. This one is extremely well loved. One of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. Try not to blind you guys with the mirror, so that's why I'm holding them upside down. And then the last palette I'll be using is the Pat McGrath Labs Mothership Mega Celestial Nirvana. So that was a holiday palette from like a year or two ago. That looks like, Lord, this one's a big one. Looks like that. All right, so let's get into the look. So for eyeshadow primer, I'm going to be using the concealer. And I'm going to be looking for a brush. Or am I going to do it with my fingers? All right, I think I'm doing it with my fingers because I forgot the brush. Okay. So now that we're getting started, here we go. So I use concealer as eyeshadow primer. There are some great eyeshadow primers out there, but it's just eyeshadow primer is one of those products that I'm just not remembering to buy and replenish. And concealer really has prevented a lot of staining when I remove my eyeshadow, and I really appreciate that. So this is my own makeup. I'm not a makeup artist, so I can put this stuff directly on my face because it's just for me. Okay. So while I'm doing this, I can definitely talk to you guys. I'm gonna take some of that over there too. I'm also gonna have my Fenty mirror to make sure I don't make a complete mess out of this. So yeah, so when I went to go see the Renaissance concert in August. I went to the Charlotte show in North Carolina. It was phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. And I was a huge Destiny's Child fan growing up when I was a kid. Loved their music and the CDs, all of that good stuff. So when Beyonce started coming out with her music, I liked her music too. To be honest though, I would not Beehive. Like I think she's extremely talented and does amazing work. But the stand groups, they do a lot, and I'm just a regular person who likes to listen to music and go to concerts sometimes. So but I do think she's super talented, and the first time I saw her perform live was at Made in America in Philadelphia. Don't remember what year it was, but it was the year when Whitney Houston had passed away, and she did a phenomenal job singing all her songs and doing her performance. But she did a tribute to Whitney Houston, and it was so moving and amazing. And I was like, wow, like I knew she was talented, but this is crazy how she's just like clearly off the cuff because the whole situation just happened. You might have not had the time to practice her song, and for you to sing it like it was your own was really amazing. Okay, boom. So we got the concealer on there as the base. So that way our eyeshadow will not look crazy. So I also have a paper towel here that I'm using to clean my hands. So yeah, so that was the first time I saw her, was at Made in America. She was amazing. And then after that, I had a lot of respect from her. But I had not seen her again live until Renaissance. So Renaissance Store was amazing. If you were in the place to be, you know that like the energy and the vibe of being there is something that probably is like never, I can't see another artist creating that kind of atmosphere. It was such an amazing experience, and I'm so glad I went in person. Okay, so the first color I'm starting with is going to be a purple. It's going to be this purple, and I'm going to be going in my crease. So yeah, I really, really loved the atmosphere and everybody in their costumes. It was just so much positivity, even though there was crowds and all kinds of other stuff going on. Everybody was like trying their best to be like a good human, a good person, and to have a great experience. And I just find that from a lot of events with the public nowadays, that is not necessarily the vibe or the experience when you get to the place. And it was really magical being there. So I will say that she tried to kind of encapsulate that in her movie by showing the crowd and the people and everybody being really excited with their outfits, and showing like the fans rushing in once they cut the tape to let people run into Club Renaissance and stuff like that. And it was really, really nice. So that part of the movie was super cool to see. And of the 10 things I loved, well, this is kind of going out of order, but number one was her appreciation for her fans. Like, yes, she has Pure Honey, the song that she's saying is dedicated to the Beehive, but the way she really highlighted how much she respects and is appreciative of people who appreciate and support her. I feel like a lot of artists don't necessarily do that, or maybe they feel that way, but they just don't clearly articulate it to the public. And I really like that she really took the time out to make sure that a large amount of her movie was highlighting the people that support her and like the everyday regular people. Yeah, a lot of like rich celebrities also love Beyonce, but she was highlighting people who were just like regular fans, and that was really cool. Like the camera was on them, like as much time as you seen her on screen, you saw like fans and people in the audience. People were crying, people were excited, people were hugging each other, and it was just like, oh, and this is exactly kind of trying to recreate that positive vibe that we felt while we were, for the people who were there in person. So did that color as a trans, kind of as like my in between middle color. I'm now gonna go for like a more of a neutrally brown transition at the top part of my eye, and I'm gonna do that with a shade from the Patrick Ta palette. So as you can see, this was like a very intricate look because I was going through eyeshadow palettes, going back and forth, switching it up. So this palette is so hard to open, but it is gorgeous. So across the top, under the brow, I'm gonna do this one. So this is from like the warm aisle, so the second to darkest shade. So so I really like that about it. Another thing, number 2, what I loved about from the movie is I loved the behind the scenes look. Like the logistics of what she was talking about, of what it took to put this tour together. First of all, the fact that it took 4 years for her to organize, plan this, the logistics, the planning, the design, the creativity. Like most artists come out on stage with an outfit, 3 dancers from the local city who learned the choreography like 2 hours ago, and they're like, and this is what the tour is. And the fact that she was planning for 4 years to create this says a lot. Like, not to say that she could, if she wanted to, she could slap some stuff together and people still gonna buy it, and she doesn't. So that definitely speaks so much to her taking the time out and her what she wants for her fans, right? Like that's really a big deal that you're taking that much time to organize it. The logistics of having multiple stages, different people, moving different places, her whole team, not only just the performers, but the people who also are making it happen for the fans, for the crew, the lights, the sound. Like it's so many people to be organized and moving. And that's just so crazy that like you sat and thought about how are you going to orchestrate all of this over a 4-year period. Like that's wild. And also the album on top of it. So it's not just that you're coming out with the album and the album roll out and the music. Now you're doing the concert and the tour and planning all of that too. Okay, so next I'm going in the Divine Rose palette, and I'm gonna do. Oh no! See, this is the thing about trying to recreate a look you already did. I was like, how did I do this? I went back with the purple first. So there were 2 purples in the Celestial Melgishit palette, and I did the lighter purple. Ooh. I did the lighter purple first. Where's my brush? I did the lighter purple first. That's what I'm wearing now. I'm gonna go to this purple and do the corner. So so just her talking about the lights and the sound, and this is what we're doing for this and that. It was like so crazy because I've been to so many, especially recent concerts, where it's just like, oh, I'm the rapper and I'm stands in one spot and this is what y'all get, and it's just like, wow. And people are still paying $200 for that. So she technically didn't even have to go crazy, but she did because she cares about her artistry and she's really dedicated to this. Like the saying, oh, they're not new to this, they're true to this. Like she really is still going hard, even though she doesn't have to, and that's wild. Like that's really great for her because she's setting the standard. Like if anybody was a performer or entertainer at this point, you have to say like, do you see what Beyonce's doing? I want to be like that. Like, cause she's really taking it to the next level. So I'm trying to smoke this out a little bit just so I want it to be bold, but just not outrageous. And I want it to blend with that other purple. So I'm also leaving a little spot on the lid because I'm going to go in with a pink color from that Pat McGrath Divine Rose palette. But yeah, so really she was killing it with the logistics and her vision, and you could tell that she was just like, this is the vision I want, so this is what we're going to do to like stick to that / what are we changing, and if we do change it, it needs to stick with my vision. So that was really cool to see. Because especially as somebody who's like a creator working on different things, it's like, when do you give up the ghost and when do you keep sticking to your idea because that's what you believe in and you think it's going to be great. So that was really cool to see also. Third thing I liked from her was giving legends their flowers. Like, yes, we all stand on the shoulders of the people who came before us so that way we can be successful, but for her to actually sit there and list out the people who were her influences, how they influenced her, her meeting them, the experience that she had with them and what she learned from them, really the fact that here, I'll go this way. So I'm doing the same thing on the other eye, but I just pivot so that way you guys can see it easier. The fact that she was really going name by name, person by person. She's been in the industry a long time and really saying the legends and people that she looked up to, the fact that she's still humble enough to do that, because she could be at the point like, oh yeah, I looked up to some people, but I'm the best now, so that's all that matters. And that definitely wasn't the energy she was giving at all. She specifically took some time out to talk about the passing of Tina Turner. That was really, it was nice to see the moments between them, but it was also kind of sad to be like, wow, I lost another legend, as is happening more so these days. So that was kind of a sad moment, but then again, a happy moment to see their interaction with each other. Who else was she? Diana Ross, when she came in and sung happy birthday to her. Not to say that nothing special happened at the Charlotte show, but we didn't have any celebrities come out. So the fact that we got to kind of see those moments live, I really appreciated, because I was like, oh, I get to see it, what actually happened. Because, I mean, yes, I saw the clips from social media, but of course they were like loud and grainy and kind of from far away. So the fact that I actually really got to see it, that was so cool that they included that as a part of the movie. Kevin, Prodigy, T.S. Madison, Moi Renee, all the people who she had their voices and stuff in her music, their voices in the tour, them being involved, them being at shows live and in person and being a part of it. That was all so cool. Yeah, she had already said like this album experience, that house music, and that the LGBTQIA plus community, the influence that it had on her, but for her to really highlight the people and have them there with her instead of just like sampling their voices and calling it a day, that was so cool. I love that she made space for them, that she honored them as legends and spoke of them in the same vein way that she discussed like the Tina Turner and the Diana Rosses. That was really cool. I have not said anything about the brushes I'm using. I'm using Sigma Beauty eye brushes, so and ELF brushes. So far for the lighter purple color, I use the Sigma E38 diffused crease brush. For the tan color that's below my brow, I use the another diffused crease brush, E38. That's one of my favorite brushes. I got like 18 of these. And then for the dark purple that we just did, I used the ELF eye contour brush. This brush is like $5 or $6. Go get the eye contour brush. You see how the dark purple is like perfect? You cannot, it's hard to do that with different brushes. And this brush is a drugstore brush, so go get it. Okay, so now we're going to go in with the Sigma. This is a firm blender from Sigma, the E44 brush. And we're going to do this pink color on the lid. And then first we're going to do the pink color, and then we're going to do that hieroglyphic color, which is my favorite, which is why I hit pan. All right, so the fourth thing I liked about the Renaissance, a film by Beyonce, is her multi-generational inclusion. Like there wasn't not too many old people. That's not what I mean. It was very clear that she had people from different walks of life who were in different industries, different experts, and she didn't have anybody, like some artists, they'll have like a whole bunch of young people around them, or everybody is their generation, or it's like all older people. And for her to have like from generation alpha to boomer all in the mix really shows that, ooh, you see how bright that pink is? That's why I love Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes. But to show all the different people, the different walks of life, and how they were all coming together to create her show was really, really cool. And I think that I feel like that's another reason why she's able to be so many different people's favorite from so many different generations and walks of life, because she does have that her team is different people from different walks of life, so then they end up having that real multi-generational experience. And I think that that is so cool. And she highlighted that her thing. She was showing people who she found on TikTok and people who were in this dance group and that dance group, and some people, of course, who have been around her for years, but then other people who were like more new, and that was cool too. So boom, we got the pink in there. That pink is bright. I'm going to dust off the pink brush because there's like more product on there, as you can see, and I just want to blend, so I'm going to just dab that on the paper towel. And then before I was doing like a patting motion, and now I'm gonna go a little swipey, just so we can really get that blended in with the purple a little better, because it is really, really pigmented. There we go. And I'm probably gonna come back in with the purple just to blend over the like this little section here to make it blend better. But yeah, so I really, really appreciate that she had that multi-generational aspect. Another thing, she was highlighting women, and the fifth thing I loved about the movie, highlighting women and the struggles that they go through in professionally. The fact that so many people were telling her, no, you can't do that, no, this is wrong, no, it's not going to work, and she's like, no, I looked it up, and yes, it could be done, and yes, we're going to do it, and this is what we can do. I was just like, I assume that if you're working for Beyonce, it's like how high should I jump and how many times? And the fact that she's getting pushed back and going back and forth with people on her own team was a little crazy to me. I was just like not expecting that at all. And that was definitely just like, woo, okay. I guess that's how they doing it. But I know I wouldn't want to be the one telling Beyonce no. I'd be like, somebody else go do it. I'm about to try to see if I can find the answer. I'm not about to go up there and tell her no. But that was really interesting, and basically saying how not only is she dealing with that with her own people and her crew, she's dealing with that with the industry still, and that all the challenges that she had faced in the past are not necessarily done and over. And that was another shocking thing, because I figured at a certain point of celebrity that just doors open for you in the industry because you worked hard and paid your dues, but that is not the case. And she definitely made that clear in what she was saying during the movie. And I was like, wow, that is really eye-opening that a star as big as her is still coming up against pushback, naysayers, drama, ... insert any of that kind of stuff. So now I have the exact blend Sigma brush, the E32, and I'm going to go in with this hieroglyphic color. This is my favorite eyeshadow color of all time, like all time. All right. Next thing I loved was the costumes and the styling. She literally showed so many different versions of what her outfits were and what she wore in different cities. And although I saw, like I said, the ones from when I went to see the show in Charlotte, seeing all of the different, oh, and I'm putting it right here on the inside corner. Seeing all of the different outfits and ultimately what she wore and stuff like that from every city, and then like cutting it together and doing like seamless TikTok transitions that you would not believe. I was like, oh, this is so cool. I love this. I love this. I love this. And that was so nice seeing all the outfits. This probably should have been a point for the talking about the logistics, but the fact that she showed when it was raining in DC or Maryland, and she still showed the footage and them dancing in the rain and stuff. When she showed the show that lost power, and basically her saying, okay, so since we got cut out at this point, we're gonna come back at this point, and her just like laughing and being joyous on stage instead of like throwing a tantrum because the power went out. Granted, she's an extreme professional, so not necessarily that she would do that, but she could have, and she didn't. I'm also going to take that same highlighter, and I'm going to go not highlighter, that same holographic shadow and go underneath my brow. So yeah, so the fact it was just so many costumes, so much like just it was crazy. I was just like, oh wow, these are so many outfits. I was not expecting all of this. Do the other side. Boom. Woo. So I went all out for my eyeshadow. Same thing from when I went to the actual concert. I was like, oh, I'm doing all the makeup things. All right. So ooh, she's doing exactly what I want her to do. So now I'm going in with this is the L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar, and I'm only gonna do like a half an eye little line because I already have very little eyes, as you can tell, and it's a lot of eyeshadow already going on. So we're just gonna do a little liner. Yeah, so I thought it was so cool, all the styling and just her different hairstyles, her different wigs, the gloves, no gloves. Um, Sometimes she had nails, no nails. It was cute. I liked it all. And then of course seeing the dancers and backup singers' hair and makeup and wigs and stuff, that was cool too. Um, I'll hold the mirror a little lower so you guys can see what I'm doing. The next thing that I really loved about the movie number 7 was her sharing her family. So this is probably like the most times we've seen the kids on video besides for Homecoming, but I don't think the twins were born yet for Homecoming, or maybe they were little. I don't remember. But that was so cute. All right, I'm a righty, so the left eye is really hard, so I have to stop talking real quick. Sorry. All right, sorry about that, guys. I cannot do both. Okay, but you see how it's like light? There's no eyeliner here, and it's just like black on the end. I have little eyes, so I find that helps to keep the eyes open, but I still get that black drama. Um, So yeah, so the showing the kids, they were so adorable, they were so cute. The fact that she's even though she's Beyonce, she's still a regular person. She's 3 people's mom, and also having Jay-Z there with the whole family dynamic and everything, that was really sweet. And like we were in their private space. Like she's like, I'm on tour working, and like this is where my family's back having vacation. And I'm like, oh, but also like a little sad, like you can't even be with them the full time because you over here kind of trying to do a world tour. But it was cute to see them, her spending time and her being in mommy mode, them like literally just running up on her. There was a part where Rumi was singing Formation, so adorable, in like a Dallas Cowboys costume. I was like, oh my god, they're so cute. So I'm gonna curl my eyes with this is a Tweezerman eyelash curler. So basically, really, really touching moments where her children with Jay-Z and also with her mom and her dad, and talking about her Uncle Johnny and her family. It is very clear that like family is extremely important to her, as a main driver to her, and then kind of showing how she's also passing that along to her children. And although yes, having Blue in the show, but then just showing how she was going above and beyond to be mindful of having her daughter in the show and what she tried to guard her from, how she tried to prepare her, how she tried to really focus on if this is something you want to achieve, like I'm behind you and here's how we could do it. That was or let me know what you need so you could figure out how you want to do it. And for Blue to be able to clearly articulate that process and what it was like for her was really cool to see. I'm going to start off with Clinique High Impact Mascara, and then I'm going to top that with Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. So this is how I get like a false lash kind of look, but I don't really like the tubing mascaras, so I just like try to stack regular mascara. So yeah, so that was really cool to see the whole family aspect, and to have them included in the documentary, because really that is not, it's, I don't want to say it's a challenge for women, but something that can be difficult. It is a challenge, is to balance having a family, having businesses, and being successful. So the fact that she's opening and sharing that is really awesome and interesting. Um, so that was number 7. Number 8, being very focused and intentional with everything that she was doing. Like, it's one thing to have a vision, but once the tour has started, I'm sure it is very easy to be like, oh, we could skip that. Oh, we don't need to do that. Oh, we could change that. And she said that she was making tweaks to the tour until the last show. And I'm like, that is so intentional. I feel like a lot of people, you'll start off with the vision and an idea and a plan to be that intentional when you do something. And then that's not what actually happens when it comes time to actually facilitate it or to actually do it. You guys see that fallout that I just spread out on my face, Lord? But so intentional, so focused. And I was just like, oh, it made me literally like, I came home and was like, let me get a notebook. I need to draw up my master plan. Like, what am I doing out here? Okay, you guys see mascara, no mascara. It's a little hard to see with the webcam, but it did its thing. It's worth the 2 steps, I promise. But yeah, so going back in the other eye side now. So just her seeing how focused she was, how intentional she was, and really having this vision, wanted to come see to life. And how she was saying that she's at a point where she wants to do what she wants to do. She's not a people pleaser anymore. And that's it. She doesn't care about kind of that other stuff that can sometimes be a part of when you're trying to accomplish your goal in the music industry. And I was like, you go, girl. That's what I'm talking about. Because you've done the things. So prove what to who? Because that's really what it is about at this point. Next, number 9, her work ethic. When they showed her getting that knee surgery, and I mean, the internet had already been speculating when she was like limping a little in Dubai. And I kind of felt really bad because I'm like, clearly we don't see her limp. So if she's limping, like, what is going on? And is she okay? Like, because she can't really say anything, but also like she shouldn't have to. But I was very worried when I saw that. So the fact that she really did have surgery and she was trying to rehab and then go on tour, it's like so many artists have to cancel tours because of medical and health stuff. So the fact that she was pushing through, I mean, it speaks to her work ethic, but it's also a blessing that she healed fast enough to be able to do that. Because sometimes that healing process is out of your hands. Even if you rehab every day, that don't mean you're going to be tour ready, you know? So that is the eye look. So now I'm going to finish up the rest of it. I do have a little bit of fallout on my face, so I'm going to go in with a plain paper towel and just try to wipe it off. But yeah, so her work ethic was insane. Of course, the usual dance rehearsals, doing different things, wanting people to change different things, her making notes and talking about what y'all doing to apply the notes, what are y'all doing to do what I say to fix, because come on, we need to do this. Even there was a point where Blue was chiming in like, nah, y'all can't do that, you gotta do it like this. And she's like, all right, Blue, don't interrupt people. I was like, oh, that's cute. But it was crazy the amount of stuff that she had going on, and it was just like, people be pushing back albums nowadays. Like, they're just like, oh, I'm so busy, so, you know, I'm pushing back the album. So for you to think you're going to get surgery and then rehab to tour is wild. Like, especially since she's 42 years old. Like, I can't even imagine. I'm not even her age. And if right now I get somebody sending me, okay, Kimberly, you're going to get knee surgery. And then granted, I don't go on tour, but let's say they're like knee surgery and then you're going to like run a marathon or a triathlon or something. I'd be like, no, why would I do that? That sounds crazy. I'm going to be in pain. I might not be healed. Like, push something back. And clearly not my knee surgery. So the fact that she was going through all of that, and still living in the public eye, because like it's not like you could just live underground forever and ignore the world. She was still in the mix. So all of that was crazy. I'm going to spray my eye look with Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Setting Spray that's running out. But I always do this first so that way the eye makeup could set as and not budge, because I need my eyeshadow to look exactly like this for the rest of the time. So a little spritzy. And really focusing on that top half of my face so that way my eyeshadow will stay and will not change. So now that we did the eyeshadow, next I'm going to do contour, then under eye, highlight, and then blush, and then lip. So starting off with the Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick from Mario, Makeup by Mario in the shade Dark. There's a stick. So as you can see, I already have contour lines on my face a little, so I'm just gonna do a little bit because I don't need all the things. Woo, that's the worst part when it catches that earring. And there we go. And the brush I'm going to use it to blend it out is a Luxie brush, the 504 large angled brush. But so just there we go, and then down here. But yeah, her work ethic was crazy. And I was looking at her outfits. She was having heels the whole time. Like, you coming back from surgery and still was dancing with heels. Okay. So now we are going to do under eye. Where's my highlighter at? Here we go. Same concealer. All right, I'm gonna do a little boop and a little boop, and go with my ring finger to blend that out. So yeah, her work ethic was crazy, and even the fact that like she's trying to balance and she has her family with her the whole time, so it's like family responsibilities don't stop. You're trying to do all the things. Everybody is, I don't want to say coming to you, but like she's the direct, like the person who was like the tour manager was like Beyonce's the director. Like, well, this is looking a lot more yellow than usual, but I'm starting to get more pale. I need to go outside. But yeah, so the woman who was the tour manager was like, no, Beyonce's the director, and when we do the things, we are consulting, talking to every step of the way, every detail with Beyonce, not like this person's the team and then they are responsible for making it okay, and then it's just what it is for Beyonce. Nah, it's like Beyonce is talking to the people. She's talking with the light people. She's talking with these people. So the fact that you're doing all of that plus preparing to actually be in the performance is wild. I forgot I did a lower lash line with royal blue. Should I go back in and do it? No, I'm not going to do it. But like I said, I would waterline royal blue and then come in halfway with royal blue. My whole thing is because I have little eyes, I never do anything like fully on all my eyes when it comes to liner, because then it just makes your eye look a little more like slant, smaller in general. So I try not to do that. Wow, I sorely underestimated the things that I needed to get this look done. So what should be here, I'm going to use this brush actually. I usually set it with my under eye with powder, so I'm using the Ultra Pink one size. So, and the brush I'm going to use to apply it is the Sephora 91 featherweight powder brush. If you're only going to buy one Sephora brush ever, this is the brush you get. So, boom. Put a little in a cap. I'm going to do a little swirly swirl and then pat underneath the eyes. So I put more than you should if you're using setting powder, but I put less than if you're baking. And then I take the excess and do my T-zone because I got an oily face anyway. Boom. And the pink also takes down a little bit of that yellow, so it's still brightening, but it's a little less, So there. If I wanted to, I could have taken my Blur Bomb powder and done like a little coloration cover up around my mouth, but this was the main event. Also, I was trying to make sure I was not late to the movie because the movie theater I went to, they lock you out if you miss the first 15 or 20 minutes. So I was not trying to get locked out. But thankfully, I was there not only on time, but early enough to see all the previews of the old movies that they're playing in the movie theater because there's no movies because of the strike. Didn't even realize that was a thing. But next, we have blush. We are going to use the Pink Gasm Beauty White Light Wand in the shade Pink Gasm Sunset. Y'all already know I love this thing. So just going to put it here and blend it out. So I need a little more squeeze in this, but yeah, her work ethic was crazy. All her people's work ethic, even like her team and seeing her dance coach and other people, like nobody was doing a little bit. Everybody was doing a lot. Which is why her show was so good. Because in real life, you have thousands of people in the stadium, and everybody, no matter where they are, the goal is you want them to all have a wonderful experience of your show. And that is not easy on anybody who's a part of the performance, whether they're the music people, the crew, the camera crew who knew that they had to film perfectly for the movie, but they couldn't interrupt or mess up the experience for the people who are watching it live. Like everybody had to kind of be on point and moving on the same accord, and that's crazy. So as you can see, this is no Pinkgasm, and then this is with Pinkgasm. So you see like how it has that little shine and that little redness. I think it is perfect if you have deep dark skin tones. I do understand the Charlotte Tilbury stuff is a little much, but if you want to splurge on yourself, or you missed this Beauty Insider sale, but March sale not too far away, so you could do that then. I'm going to switch hands so that way I can do this side of my face. But yeah, so everybody on her team was clearly locked in and was really about that life, which was also cool. So it's very clear that her work ethic is contagious and that everybody around her is just like, I want to be at the level of what, not only what you're expecting, but of what you're personally delivering. So this is what I'm going to do to get myself to that point. And that's really cool too. So this is so it's a highlighting brush. So if you do feel like you're one of those people who are like, "Ooh, I don't want highlighter and blush mixed together," I will say that what you could do in your case then is to put this under powder, and then you get the color and not the highlight. But the highlight's so pretty. I think you kind of want that too. I'm going to do a little bit across the nose, Curl Girl Beauty style, but not too much. And just to do it like here, so it's not all over the place. Right? Cute. Right, so now putting that back. So, because I am a crazy person, I also wore an orange lip with this. So, also orange is my favorite color. So it didn't go together, but it goes together. But what I'm going to do for you guys, because I feel like it will be more, make sense, approachable, is to do a clear gloss. So when I wore the actual look, I used Summer Friday's lip butter balm in the shade Poppy, and then I topped it with Zesty Bestie, which is the lip Pouticle Stain gloss from Fenty. But today what I'm going to do is the ice. Because I know that for most people, if you put on this much eyeshadow, you do not want to wear a colored lip. It's my favorite lip gloss of all time. And to prove that, people say that, finish one, next one ready. Because you know why? Can't live without it. Oh, and the last thing I liked about the movie was the song. So My House, her new song that just came out yesterday, last night. I heard it in the movie and I was like, because I knew the album and all the things, and I went with my sister who is a Beyonce fan too, but she was also just like, okay, what's is this? What's this? And we was talking, and then I was listening to a song and I was like, that was not on the Renaissance album. Is this a remix? Like, because I know she had the Comfort remix and then the America's Got a Problem remix, and I was like, was there another remix? I didn't know about what's going on here. And it was a whole new song, and it was in the movie, and I didn't even catch it. That's crazy, right? So, I love the new song. It's my motion. I love to dance and to move. I love the upbeat songs. She's a talented singer, so the slow, lovey-dovey songs sound amazing, but I just rather dance around. So I don't. They're not my favorite, but they're great songs. I just like the dance ones better. So that is the look. So I feel like a lot of people, when they see these kind of makeup looks, they think it's so complicated. You can't do it if you move it this way, that way. Like, how do I do all these different layers of shadows? And it can seem complicated, but really, if you just build shadow by shadow, you can easily create these kinds of looks and make them look gorgeous. So I'll give you guys a closer up. There we go view. You can see we got the pink, the purple, that little holographic inner corner. See how it changes from pink to like cranberry-ish to green to blue based on how you're looking at it. So I love, love, love Pat McGrath eyeshadows for that reason. Hope you guys loved my look. I'm going to cut the live here, but make sure you subscribe, like, share the video, come on the channel more. We want to see you. We're having a great time, and we love it when you're here. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.